Breaking news. Milwaukee police now say a second gunman has been arrested in connection with a playground shootout that left 10-year-old Sierra Guyton gravely injured. We don't have his name yet. Police have just sent their case to the district attorney's office.
Here was the reaction from Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett just moments ago.
He was arrested at the probation and parole office, which I've been told is not uncommon to have someone stopping at one of those offices. So again, my prayers go to Sierra and to her family. I pray that she continues to fight for her life and that she makes a recovery. We know how difficult this is. I am very, very pleased with the work of the Milwaukee Police Department and all other law enforcement officials who have now apprehended both of the young men who were involved in this shooting.
Word of that second arrest comes just hours after charges were filed against this man, 18-year-old Sylvester Lewis, the other person believed to be involved in that shootout at Clark Street School on Wednesday. As you can see here, Lewis uncooperative for his booking photo, but now facing 3 felony counts, including reckless injury and reckless endangerment. And the complaint offering new details tonight on Lewis's background and the shooting itself.
CBS 58's Sashel Saunders is live at the courthouse. Sashel.
Paul, Michelle, this was not the first time 18-year-old Sylvester Lewis has allegedly shot a gun that ultimately has a 10-year-old girl fighting for her life. No witnesses say just the day before he allegedly shot at a car passing by. That same witness says she denied him a ride just moments before she saw him shooting at that playground. Now, all of this was revealed in a criminal complaint. Sylvester Lewis spells out exactly what happened last Wednesday night. He says he was riding his bicycle when he approached 5 guys on the steps of the playground. One man accused him of, quote, stealing his baby mama's kids' clothes. That's when Lewis says another stood up and pulled out a gun and shot towards him. Lewis shot back, emptying his gun. He says he knew the children were present. All the while, another child witness says she watched too as Lewis shot near the playground. She barely dodged bullets as 10-year-old Sierra was right next to her. She saw the young girl drop to the ground. Now, Lewis ran away after the shooting, sold the gun, changed his clothes, and hid at a family member's home. When he was found, 3 others were arrested for aiding a convicted felon. Now, Lewis is expected in court tomorrow morning. We're hoping to find out more information about that second 28-year-old suspect tonight. Stick with CBS 58 News on air and online as this story develops. We are live at the courthouse. Sashel Saunders, CBS 58 News.
Thanks, Sashel. The Associated Press and the Wall Street Journal both now reporting that Governor Scott Walker is trying to cut a deal with John Doe investigators. Prosecutors have been looking into whether there was any illegal coordination between Walker's campaign and state conservative groups during the recall 2 years ago. The probe itself was recently called into question by a federal judge and is now being analyzed by an appellate court. But the Wall Street Journal and the AP both now citing anonymous sources who say that Walker's attorney, Stephen Biskupik, is negotiating with prosecutors anyway. Tonight, the lead attorney for the Wisconsin Club for Growth, one of the groups targeted by the John Doe, sees this as proof that there was no illegal coordination. David Rivkin says, quote, "This should not be surprising. The business of political campaigns is to elect candidates, but the business of issue advocacy groups is to advance policy beliefs." The John Doe prosecutors still don't understand this fact, even when proof of it is staring them in the face from across the negotiating table.
A rash of armed robberies are happening in Racine, and now the business owners are banding together in an effort to catch the culprits. CBS 58's Leila Carrera is live to explain. Leila?
Michelle, there have been 22 robberies in the last 3 months, the latest happening here at Rojo's. And now business owners are using their greatest asset to fight the crime, cash.
This can't go on much longer.
In the 14 years Joe Velasic has owned Rojo, he's been robbed twice. Both robberies happening this year, almost 1 month apart.
At 6:36 in the morning of all times, and same thing. Walked at a bartender, put the gun right at him, and said, "Give me all the money in the till."
That armed robbery happened this past Sunday.
So a lot of our small taverns in town have been hit, some of them multiple times, with armed robberies.
Businesses now donating to Crime Stoppers. Normally, Racine Crime Stoppers offers around $1,000 for tips that lead to an arrest in armed robbery cases. Now, with donations, they're offering $6,500 for information.
Our owners and community members are just as concerned as we are about this and want to bring a stop to it.
Luckily, there have been no injuries.
but clearly that could change.
The first time Rojo was robbed, the thief fired a round into the ceiling.
There's a guy that lives up above us, and he would happen to be sitting in his easy chair, which is above us here. So that he came in, shot the bullet. You can see it's a pretty good sized hole up there.
Police want to catch the men before more is stolen and someone gets hurt. Police say they are not sure if all 22 robberies are connected, but it's likely that some of them are. They're encouraging anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers, and that number is 262-636-9330, and we'll be posting that phone number on our website, cbs58.com. You can log on there to find out more about how you can make an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. We are live in Racine. Leila Carrera, CBS 58 News.
Thanks, Leila. And one of the men accused of stealing a rare Stradivarius violin has now pled guilty.
Guilty, sir.
Do you have anything to say?
6-year-old Universal Allah refusing to answer questions today after pleading guilty to 1 count of felony robbery. A drug charge was dropped in exchange for that plea. Allah is one of 2 men accused of stealing a Stradivarius violin from MSO concertmaster Frank Allman back in February. His alleged accomplice, Salah Salahuddin, has a plea hearing coming up on June 30th. Newly released surveillance video shows 2 men robbing the Schwanky Caston jewelry store in downtown Milwaukee back on April 30th. This apparently happened right in the middle of the afternoon during normal business hours. 2 men smashing display cases with hammers and then grabbing several expensive watches. Tonight, police are still looking for these 2 suspects. If you can help, call 414-935-7360.
Now to an unnerving story about the public trust violated by the last person you'd expect. A police captain fired for secretly photographing and recording women without their permission. Apparently, it's been going on for some time now. CBS 58's David Aid has more from Madison. David?
Yeah, Michelle, today we got a hold of a termination letter of a former UW police captain on the force since 1996 with a spotless record, according to police. That was until earlier this year when police shockingly discovered the captain had thousands of secrets to hide. Peter Isness used to be one of the top cops in the University of Madison Police Department. Now he's the target of a multi-department investigation. The former captain was fired in March for spending the last 6 years secretly taking pictures and videos of women while on and off the job.
That's sick. It's disgusting. I can't believe that someone's doing that.
The department sent Isness a letter saying the total number of photos taken by you are in the thousands. All of these were without the apparent knowledge of those who were photographed or recorded.
I mean, I've gone on my bike in my sports bra down the road, and if there's a picture like that out there, I'd like to know.
Of the thousands of pictures and videos Isness secretly took, his termination letter says hundreds of them came from his second-story office window, taking pictures of women walking along this sidewalk, which is just across the street from Camp Randall Stadium.
Definitely makes me wonder, just because I've been, on this strip right near campus multiple times in a week. I'm kind of sure I'm in at least a photo.
Isness didn't stick to taking pictures just from his office window. He followed women in stores and even targeted his own co-workers. The letter says you took video images of clothed female university employees under tables during meetings. And a department spokesman tells us that none of these photos taken were of nude women, and so far no charges have been filed against Isness. And we are live in Madison. David Aid, CBS 58 News.
David, thank you. The local father who went so far as to try and get a restraining order against his young daughter's bully met with school administrators today. You may remember last week a Kenosha judge dismissed that restraining order because of a technicality about the mother not being in court. The judge also said upholding a restraining order like this with someone so young, 5 years old, would be difficult to do. Tonight on the CBS 58 News at 10, we will hear from this father for the first time since his sit-down with administrators. Find out what they plan to do to keep his daughter safe. That's tonight at 10. Well, for me, it was I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Tonight, the world is remembering their favorite works by great American poet Maya Angelou. More on her passing and her legacy coming up after weather.
From the CBS 58 Weather Center. Now, your complete first alert weather with Mark McGinnis.
So it looks like we've put the cooler temperatures and the rain behind us, at least for the moment. Some nice weather on the way, we
Sounds
hope.
good.
Meteorologist Mark McGinnis is standing by in the Weather Center.
Yeah, the rain's behind us, but if you're lakeside, you're still going to have to tolerate the cooler weather. We're going to see that actually right now and also through the next couple of days. We have seen clearing skies. Earlier today, of course, a lot of cloud cover. Now beautiful blue skies over Wisconsin. And this is the look right over downtown Milwaukee. 57 degrees at the airport with a north-northeast wind of 17 miles an hour. So certainly a little cool out there. And of course, with the wind off the lake, guess where it's warmer? I think I heard you. Inland. That's right. 70 degrees right now in Watertown, Beaver Dam, and Fond du Lac. Even warmer back towards Madison. Janesville at 77. You head back towards the lake, and it's 55 right now in Racine, and everybody is enjoying some nice sunshine here in southeastern Wisconsin. Look at the cloud cover over the last couple of hours. This is the first frame, and you can see we were mostly cloudy. Now we are mostly sunny, and we had some sprinkles earlier in the day. They, just like the clouds, dissipated. Sunshine and dry for the remainder of this afternoon. But I do want to show you Lakeside again, much cooler. Cudahy's at 52. We're at 63 here in West Allis, 70 in Brookfield, 68 Genesee Depot. Out there in Lake Okauchee, looking at 71 degrees along with the Eagle. So very nice and warm once you head inland, a good 5 to 10 miles. This evening, we have a beautiful evening here in southeastern Wisconsin. Look for mostly clear skies and temperatures continuing to drop into the 50s. In fact, overnight tonight, rather cool. Under clearing skies, 48 degrees for the low and a little bit of patchy fog for early on Thursday morning. Let's track the weather on First Alert Precision Forecast. And again, pretty quiet overnight tonight into your Thursday morning. 7 a.m., we've got sunshine for you. At the noon hour, we're mostly sunny. As we push on into tomorrow afternoon and the evening hours, we stay mostly sunny. Your First Alert high for your Thursday with sunshine, 63 degrees here in Milwaukee, warmer inland, low to mid-70s for highs inland as you head west away from Milwaukee and Lake Michigan. Friday, high temperature 67 with sunshine, 72 on Saturday. As we move into Sunday, June 1st, we have a chance of showers there. High temperature, nice and warm, 81. And then look for more scattered showers and 70s for the first few days of June.
All right, thanks, Mark. Still ahead at 5, a local veteran kayaking for a cause. We'll explain.
Of course, you know that they say about not being 90 is the new 39.
And getting the most out of the golden years when the CBS 58 News at 5.